Today, I want to break down the difference between a muscle stretch and a fascia release. In a lot of my videos lately, I use both muscle stretches and fascia releases to get into tight areas of the body. And I thought it might be the moment to describe the difference so that one, you know what to look for when you are stretching to see if you're getting into the muscle or into the fascia, and two, to just make you more aware of what it is you're releasing, because stretching a muscle is not the same as releasing your fascia. And while you are technically releasing fascia when you're stretching your muscles, and while you're technically stretching your muscles when you're doing a fascia release, they are kind of distinct activities. And I just wanted to bring some awareness so that you know what to look for. So first, let's talk about what a muscle stretch is. Usually it's a very targeted exercise meant to get into one specific muscle or muscles in the same area. Like if you're doing a forearm stretch, you're going to press down and you're going to feel the stretch in the forearm and just get like a nice stretch in the forearm. Or, when you do a quad stretch and you kick your foot into your hand and then you feel that nice stretch in the front part of your quad. That is a muscle stretch. And those are pretty easy to do, pretty accessible. They target one muscle or two or three muscles in the same area. You don't have to hold them for very long. 15, 30 seconds is enough to usually feel your muscles loosen a little bit. They are really good after exercise or once your body is already warmed up. And we've also talked a little bit about the importance of adding resistance to your stretching routine, but I'm not going to go into that really in this video. Tight muscles are usually caused by exercise, stress, overuse, inactivity, dehydration. We all know what makes our muscles feel tight, right? Like sitting on the couch all day, you're going to have some tight muscles. And, usually if you stretch regularly and release the tightness in your muscles on a daily or weekly basis, you can avert a lot of the pain associated with tight muscles. So that is a tight muscle, a stretch for a tight muscle. When we talk about a fascia release, we are not just stretching. Your fascia is connective tissue, and there are different layers of it. So you have a layer of fascia underneath your skin, you have a layer of fascia around each of your organs, and then you have the myofascial lines, and those are responsible for your general mobility and stability. And so you have a myofascial line that runs up the back of your body, the front of your body, the sides of your body, and then you have a few that crisscross and help you twist and turn and just keep you generally stable in your movement. And when we're doing fascia releases, we are tending to release those myofascial lines. Those are the ones that are going to tighten up and restrict your ability to move smoothly. And they, over time, build tension in the body. And it's not like a sore muscle where if your bicep is sore, the pain and the tightness is localized to your bicep. When you have tight fascia, if there's tightness anywhere along the fascial line, you could feel referred tightness or referred pain in other parts of your body. So say you have tight fascia in your low back, you might feel tightness all the way up your back, in between your shoulder blades, into your neck, into the base of your skull. Or if you had tight fascia in your chest, you might feel it up into your throat or down into your belly. And so when we're doing fascia releases, we are looking for a release that spans the whole myofascial line. It's different than a stretch, right? So you're not just localized stretching one area. You're trying to get a release along the whole line, or along the whole side of your body, or across the front part of your body, and get that mobility back, get that flexibility back so you can get the stability back. When you have tight fascia, it can be really hard to pinpoint where it's starting. You might just feel like you know you're tight, and you know that like your upper body isn't as mobile, or like your walking is like stiffer and you don't really understand like what is happening. Usually it's worse in the morning, like right when you wake up and your fascia tightens up overnight. One of the things about tight fascia that can be really frustrating is that it doesn't respond to normal stretching. Releasing just one part isn't gonna get to the root of the myofascial tightness. It's not gonna release the whole thing. You're still gonna feel tight after stretching, and that's super frustrating. And that's why these fascia releases are super powerful, because they help release along the fascial lines and release sometimes tension that's been holding for months or even years. So what makes a fascia release different from a muscle release is, one, you can't just target one area. You have to target the line of fascia. You have to think about the whole and not just a piece of the whole. You usually have to hold these stretches for a longer period of time, 2 to 5 minutes, and really breathe deep and slow while you're doing it. It's not static stretching. You can't just hold it and then wait for the tension to release. Usually some gentle like movement, some deep breaths can help shift the fascia more than, jerking from one position to the next or stretching from one area to the next. You really need to be in your body and breathing and mindful while you're doing it. I just wanted to break this down for you because I make these short videos, like 5 minutes to release the fascia in your back, or 5 minutes to release the fascia in your hips. And my goal with those videos was to get you moving and to get you into your body and to feel what this release feels like in your body. But 5 minutes isn't usually enough to really release the fascia, especially if it's been holding for years. So what I would love is if you really loved one of the exercises from those videos, or if one of them just like you felt a deep release from them, I would love if you would go back to it and hold it for a longer period of time. If you would do it multiple days in a row and see what comes up while you're doing these fascia releases. See if an emotion comes to the surface or if a memory comes to the surface. See how you feel. The first time I did some of these fascia releases, I cried or I laughed or I just like felt super silly or uncomfortable, and I didn't like understand what was going on because it was just a stretch, right? But it wasn't. There's like a deeper level to these fascia releases, a deeper pattern of holding that you're releasing physically and energetically. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions about the difference between muscle stretching, fascia releases. Let me know if I should make another video explaining what you're releasing during a fascia release. And yeah, make sure you're following for more fascia info, for more exercises, for more ramblings about the body and how it works. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you here again soon. Bye now.